everyone, this is Ruan. Welcome back to another video. I've got my good friend Joel here, and today he's going to be asking me a few questions about lead generation, SEO marketing, and anything that's really on his mind. He drove away 50 minutes to get here. Good thing he's in Connecticut, but yeah, Joe, thanks for coming with us.
No problem. So we're going to start. So I'm new to SEO.
Yeah.
Right? What do you recommend the best way to begin? Let's say I don't believe it works, it takes too long, I failed before. What do you recommend I do?
I recommend the first thing that you do is set up a website, because the best way to learn is by actually doing. And once you set up a website, you kind of like have to do it. So once you've paid for the website, the hosting, the domain, you're kind of already invested in it. The next thing that I would do is I would get a program. And it doesn't have to be, a specific program, just something simple. Moz SEO Fundamentals is really good. I've taken it. We're all certified in the agency. And then what I would do is I would start implementing everything that they're saying inside of the videos. And I would focus on keywords that are easy to rank. Because when you rank keywords that are easy to rank, you have confidence that you can rank more. So, for example, the first keyword that I've ever ranked was Naugatuck SEO.
Right.
Which is such a dumb keyword, but I wanted to rank it just because it was easy. And then once I ranked it, I went for New Haven SEO, which is another city in Connecticut. And then I went for Connecticut SEO, and then I stepped up to New York SEO, and now I'm stepping up to SEO. So it really is just about the implementation of it.
Okay.
I would start with you got to have a goal, because if you got into a car and you didn't know where you were going, you would just drive around all day aimlessly. So set a goal. What is it that you like to do? Do you want to be an affiliate? Do you want to be lead gen? Do you want to be an agency? And if you want to do either of those, just start at it,
Right.
What you do is a brilliant idea of reviewing different courses,
right,
because you can rank for somebody's name and then get the affiliate credit from that. But it all depends on what you want to do. If you're a people person, I would immediately start with ranking your own lead generation website.
Okay.
And then once you have the lead generation website built out, go to a business owner, say, hey, I have a ton of leads for you in person, and then sell them those leads. But when I got started with SEO, I took OMG machines.
Nice.
Well, terrible information for nowadays, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good at the time.
Yeah.
And right when they were doing it, the first thing that I was doing is I was ranking YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And then from there, I got the confidence to start ranking websites, because the YouTube video you can rank right away.
So were you ranking them on Google or YouTube?
Google and
Nice.
YouTube. But these were little keywords like tree service cost and Cheshire CT.
Right.
And I was just ranking them to see if it actually worked. Because, people tell you a bunch of stuff online.
Right.
You don't know if it actually works until you do it.
Right.
So I did it. It worked. And then I got the tree service client paying like $300 a month. And
From that video?
Yep. From the video.
Just by proving what you can do.
Yep. Exactly.
Nice. Okay.
So I proved to them, and then that kind of gave me the confidence to go forward with it. So if you're going to start SEO or you're going to start anything digital marketing, just do something with it.
Okay.
Don't keep on watching videos. Don't keep on watching what people say. Actually try it out and do it and stick with it, and have like a mini goal. I want to rank for this keyword. I want to rank for this. I want to do this, and just keep going with it.
Well, let me ask you this. What if I feel like I'm wasting my time? A long tail keyword that has barely any volume. So yes, I might rank it, invest some money into it. It takes 6 months, a year, but then no volume.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I just go after a high volume keyword that's a little competitive and just kind of stick with it, invest more money and time into it?
I completely agree with that. And it's like, for me it was I want to see if I can do it type of thing with a little keyword.
Right.
And then when I was going for the big keyword, it was a test of my skills.
Nice.
Once you have the skill ranking for that little long tail keyword, it's pretty easy to then say, okay, let me try this bigger keyword and put some more money and effort into it.
Right.
But you're right. It's a complete waste of time to go for something with no search volume, because you're going to spend the same time, energy, and resources as if you would going for the bigger keyword.
Right.
So I would always recommend going for the largest keyword in your niche. Dependent though, like you don't want to go for like weight loss. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to go for stuff like that. But if you're working local, like I do and you do a little bit, all of these keywords are super easy to rank for. Los Angeles plumber can be easily ranked for.
Right. Okay. So I'm new to SEO. I have no money. I'm not working too much. How do I build these backlinks that I really need to see any results?
Yeah, so the backlinks part is really going to come down to your area. So if you're in a niche to where there's a lot of search volume and your competitors have high quality contextual backlinks, that's the first place I would start, is going through their profile and seeing what they link for, and then trying to replicate that as much as possible.
Okay.
Once that's done, you may want to consider working with other partners in your area that may also give you a reciprocal link back. So for example, if we're working with a roofer and they go to networking events and they also see other roofers, etc., or you're a roofer or whatever it may be, you can get links from those roofers as well, reciprocal links or guest posts on their sites and stuff like that. But the backlinks part really comes down to how credible you are. That's why we don't promise backlinks for our clients.
Oh, okay.
Only because when you get a backlink, it's a sign that you are someone in the world.
Okay.
Writing content on your own website is kind of like yelling hey, I'm here, this is me, I wrote this.
Right.
Writing a backlink is someone saying, hey, they're there, they're here, they do this. So if you're nobody in the world, it's kind of hard to get a backlink because nobody's going to want to mention somebody who's fake or not real, etc. Now, if you have a network of websites, right, that you can send links back to the site that you're working with, whether that be your own clients in the same niche, whether that be partners, whether that be affiliates, whether that be even your website, right? You sent a link back to our website,
right,
just because you reviewed the product.
Right.
So it really is all about networking as much as possible. So I would start by networking. I would start by saying, I want to rank for this keyword. I need to know these people, and I need these people to link to my website. So let me start talking to these people as much as possible. And then one day you might say, hey, can I get a link? Or, hey, would you mind linking out to this? It's to do with your website.
Right.
The last thing you want to do is ask people for links that you don't know, because they're always going to say no, or they're always going to spam your email.
Right.
And the last thing that you want to do is you don't want to waste time building ineffective links that are just going to get your website penalized or a manual action from Google, which is when Google says, hey, stop building out these links.
Right.
They kind of give you an email in Search Console, and they say, hey, if you keep building these links, we're going to penalize your website. And that's where you don't want to go, because now you've just wasted all of this time doing that.
Right.
Whereas if you build a natural network of people, like you and I,
right,
they're going to link back to each other regardless.
Right.
Like we link back to you.
True.
So you want to build out friendships as much as possible. You want to be nice to people. You want to build value in relationships, and then subtly ask for backlinks. And that doesn't, you can't stay home all day and just sit on the computer and try to artificially build links, because then what's going to happen is just like the GMB update or Google's core update that just happened,
right,
it's all going to go away,
right,
and it's going to be super ineffective.
Right.
So if you can build out a network, you're doing two good things for your business. You're doing one, you know more people. Typically, people that make a lot of money know more people than people that don't make any money.
Right.
And you now have the opportunity to get a ton of links back.
Right. Okay. So do you recommend Web 2.0s? Because they're free.
I definitely recommend them.
There's hundreds of them.
I definitely recommend them. And the reason for that is eventually I think Google's going to go away from that. But I think that the Web 2.0s, because they're so free,
right,
if you're competing in a market where the keyword search volume is 300, you're going to rank just using those.
You think so?
Yeah,
okay,
100%.
Okay.
As long as your on-page is correct, the page speed of your website, like you saw, is
right,
correct, and everything along those lines are correct, you're going to be able to rank for those keywords just by building those manual Web 2.0s. A lot of them are no-follow, which is really good, because
right,
you don't want the do-follow, because that's a sign for a manual action.
Oh,
so you want to get the no-follows as much as possible.
Okay.
But they do build the sense in Google that your website's being mentioned on other websites. Now, do they count it as much as a do follow from a relevant website? No, but it is a good starting point.
Right.
So they used to say when you register a new domain, build out the Web 2.0s, start to get some authority on it. All of that really does work, because when Google registers a new domain, it keeps a close eye on it to see where it's being mentioned on the web. And if you're being mentioned on citations, if you're being mentioned on manual 2.0s, if you're being mentioned on all of these different types of websites, they're going to unsandbox you.
Right.
And then your website's going to start showing up, and that's when you start pounding the pavement with either contextual links, guest posts, PBNs, however it is that you're building links. Start with the manual 2.0s, Web 2.0s, start with the citations, and then start building backlinks to your website.
Got it. Okay. So let's say I just want to make $500 a month, $1,000 a month. Where do you think I start? Should I go into affiliate, lead gen, or client? Because client is fast cash. Lead gen takes time.
A lot of time.
And affiliate takes time.
Yeah.
Competition is bigger.
Yeah.
So what do you recommend?
I would say client.
Client.
If you the fastest 500 or the most stable?
Fastest.
Fastest, I would definitely say client.
Okay.
And there's obvious reasons for that. Now,
Right.
a lot of people sell it wrong.
Uh-huh.
You know, a lot of people say, hey, give me $500 a month and I'll rank you for this keyword.
Yeah.
Terrible idea. Your best bet is to say, hey, first of all, network, know people. Like, you can't just knock on doors and just say, hey, I'm your SEO guy. They're not going to want to pay you. You've got to network. You've got to know people. And
Right.
eventually, like Ray Albert just called me, and he just said, hey, I got a guy who wants SEO, but I don't want to do it. You know, I want to send it to development because Ray works here too. So I was like, cool. But he knew somebody, and they asked him.
Right.
So as long as you know people and you make it known that you do SEO, which you're never going to do unless you gain the confidence by actually ranking a project site, like your economy review or like a lead gen site.
Right.
So I would do that, and then I would go to the business owner, and I would say, hey, here's what's wrong with your website. Here's what you want to do. Here's how many hours it's going to take. Here's what I charge per hour. Right? So, for example, if somebody wanted to rank for Southington CT painters, and I said, okay, it's going to take 10 hours a month, and I charge $50 an hour. There's your easy way to make $500 a month.
Nice.
And then the business owner goes, okay, that makes sense, you know?
Right.
Whereas you're not just some sketchy SEO guy saying $500 a month, we have no idea what this guy's doing.
Right.
No, you're actually going in and you're justifying it based on an hour.
Okay.
And as long as you fulfill on those hours and you do what you got to do in those hours and you report it right back to the client, you're never going to lose that $500 a month.
Right.
Now, the second route, which you mentioned was affiliate, is very slow. It's a very slow and marinated process. I know people that watch like Income School. You know, I know a lot of people watch that. They're really good. But you're talking 3 years to start making $1,000 a month.
Right.
And for me, I don't got time for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather just go out and start getting clients.
Yeah.
But once you have a little bit of cash flow, one from a client SEO, that's when you should start putting it away towards the lead gen sites, the affiliate, etc. Because now you have the budget to start working on your separate projects.
Right.
And the beauty of it is once you do that, you can link back to your own websites. Like,
so you don't think Google would see that as kind of like a PBN in a way?
yes and no. Yes, if your websites suck, if they have no quality.
Got it.
No, if you're like Neil Patel and you have QuickSprout, neilpatel.com, you have all of these different websites, they all link back to each other.
I see.
Very natural.
Right, but he doesn't have more, let's say more than 20 sites. But let's say we build more than 20 sites, 30 sites, and they're all linking to each other in like a link wheel.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think Google would see that as a PBN?
Depends on the quality.
They all have great quality, and they all help each other rank, let's say, top 3 for the key,
For
key
their
search
keywords?
term. Yeah.
Then no. Because HomeAdvisor has thousands of websites, and they all link back to HomeAdvisor. Now, I don't know if HomeAdvisor links to them, right? Because it protect their links.
Right.
But, you know, a really good way to look at it is if you look at a company called Connecticut Basement Systems. They're in CT. And they have thousands of vendors outside in the world that promote their product, and they all link back to Connecticut Basement Systems.
Yep.
So you got to create a natural link wheel.
Right.
And it can't be artificial.
Got it.
You know, it can't be like, okay, I just bought this expired domain, I'm going to post it up, and then I'm going to link back to my site. Easiest way to get a penalty. To be honest, we've never even gotten a penalty for that. So I don't know how closely Google's looking at it. But what I do think is that if you can create some type of brand or natural type of effect, you don't nothing to worry about.
Got it.
If you're just making websites for the sole purpose of doing that, then you're going to get spam. But if Google sees that leads are coming in through the website, the people are clicking to call, there's quality signals, you know, there's actual nice design, there's good page speed, good user experience, and you know you're linking to each other using natural ways, not going right to the homepage, doing guest posts and doing how it should be. No, you should be fine.
So do you still recommend PBNs today? Building them out?
No. And the only reason for that is because it's its own job to have a PBN network, because you got to syndicate content to it.
Right.
And the part that scares me the most is I used to recommend them when I was smaller, when I have a few sites working. But now when you get to like the 30, 50 sites, you can't play with that because they catch one site, they're catching all.
Yeah.
So not only that, but it's its own job in itself. Nathan Gotch told me this when I was working with him a while ago, and he had like a large PBN network, and he literally had to have a staff member just manage them because you got to write content on them, you got to make them look natural. Right. So you're better off making everything else look natural by creating a real business that requires other people to have websites.
I see.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So like Painters in CT, if I had a bunch of painters in Connecticut that I sent links to, or I'm sorry, leads, right? And I said, okay, we're going to send you these leads, but you're going to get a badge that's going to say certified painter in CT from our website. that badge links back to our website.
Yeah.
Google can't penalize you for that.
Got it.
Because it's a real program from a real business.
Right. Okay. So what about Google properties? Have you used any Google properties to your advantage for your agency?
Google properties,
like Google Docs, Excel, like let's say a Google Drive stack. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's
to enhance SEO.
It is.
Huh.
It is. We'll have to look into it.
You're gonna have to teach me that one.
Yeah. So we'll come back to that. But so website design agencies today still put their site link at the footer.
That's a really good topic.
But I hear that's a bad thing, but yet they still do it. So are the gurus lying to us?
It's okay. So we got a manual action for that.
Nope.
I swear to God. Yeah, I swear to God. It was like, and because they were do follow.
No way.
Yeah, Google, they emailed us when we started, I started making a lot of websites January this year.
Right.
Because I became an SEO and website company.
Right.
And we started putting little footer tag. This is a great question. And we were do following it. And 3 months later, Google was like, here's a list of domains you need to disavow.
No way.
Or no follow. And I was like, cool. So we went in, no followed, resubmitted for the manual action, and they said, good.
Oh, wow.
So if you're going to do that, definitely do it, because we've gotten clients from it, because people see the websites that we design.
Oh, okay.
Which you know how we design websites.
Yeah.
They're very fast and easy, very quick. And then you basically link back, and then people go, that's the biggest selling proposition ever, because they go, okay, I'm looking at the work they've actually done. This website's ranking number 1.
Right.
It looks beautiful.
Right.
And here's the company that did it.
Right.
So that referral traffic, we track that referral traffic in analytics, and it has the highest conversion that we see.
Oh, wow.
Meaning somebody submits the form because they came from that source.
Makes sense.
Whereas organic SEO, lower conversion.
Yep.
Highest conversions are the referral traffic from that, as well as direct search.
Got it.
So if somebody goes in and they type in DevelopMark, they can submit the form through our website. Right. That's usually the best way.
So you just recommend no following the link?
Absolutely.
Got it. Okay. So that's why you asked me to no follow the link, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Because I think your link, although it was branded, Google may have thought that I wanted you to write that post,
right?
Which I don't want them to think that.
Right.
So every link that we get, unless it's a it just can't be unnatural. Right. I just make sure that the publisher no follows it.
Got it. Okay. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. And especially because my business is at stake every day on YouTube. So it's easy for somebody on here to go tell Google to go look at my website.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So I like to stay protected. I no follow every link that we get.
Okay.
Unless it's just a random link that we get. But like I told you, we keep every day I keep a close eye on our links.
Right. So do you ever get crazy ideas regarding SEO and you want to just try them out? I'll give you an example. Let's say creating a local PBN. Mm-hmm. So you go to Wikipedia, you crawl the local website for expired domains. Mm-hmm. And let's say you buy 10 and you point it to an EMD. Do you ever get crazy ideas like that and you want to try them out?
I do them all the time.
Oh,
yeah, it's like my crack.
Oh,
I'll just so that's a really good strategy, first of all, because it already has a link from Wikipedia.
Correct.
So there's a tool called Blue Chip Backlinks.
Okay.
Of domains that specifically have that.
Oh, okay.
From Forbes too.
Yeah.
What this guy does, his name's Terry Kyle.
Okay.
He's an SEO veteran. And shout out to Terry Kyle. I use his tools all the time. Yeah. And he what he does is he has create a software that scrapes Wikipedia's Forbes and puts all of the expired domains, and they have a huge trust flow.
Wow.
And he emails it to his members every month. So you get this giant Excel spreadsheet of already expired domains.
Wow.
And of course, I want to play with them, redirect them, and everything along those lines.
Yeah.
Now, though, with my team, it's kind of hard because I'm putting them at risk. So those practices I try to stay away from, but I do have specific test sites, Pandas and CT being one of them, where I'm sending stuff to it, I'm hiding stuff, I'm redirecting stuff, and I'm just trying to see what Google lets happen and doesn't.
Got it.
But my craziest SEO idea that I've ever had is the one that I just told you. So I'm going to take painters, I'm going to take mold, I'm going to take roofing, and I'm going to give those types of clients free websites, free SEO, but they're going to link back to my network, and then I'm going to create a home advisor type in those niches for that type of thing.
Are you going to do that in CT, or are you going to do that nationally?
I'm going to start in CT.
Okay.
But and once I start going to conferences,
Yep.
once I start going to those types of things where I'm meeting a lot more contractors, that's when I can say, hey, my name is Ruan from DevelopMark. We're going to give you a free website, and we're going to rank it number 1 on Google. Only key thing is we own the website, not the domain, but we own the site that we built.
Got it.
And it's going to have a badge of our PBN or directory on your
Right.
website, so it links back.
Right.
So it's very natural to Google.
Interesting. Oh, wow.
So basically taking the Home Advisor and putting them into a little niche.
So you're going to compete with HomeAdvisor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or
Nice.
hopefully a buyout.
They're watching this. Nice. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So in the affiliate space, there's also like entry level room for new beginners. I guess I'll specifically mention in the next year product launch jacking. Have you ever heard of that? Launch jacking?
Tell me what it is and probably
Writing a review before the product comes out.
Oh, that's
so
smart.
It's already ranked number 1. So on the day of the launch, sites like CNET, let's say Game Trailers, huge sites that have authority, they write the article the day it comes out, but you already have age on your article.
Mm-hmm.
Would
So
you
it's
recommend that for beginners?
100%, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And that's really just understanding how the algorithm works. You know, if you can get something ranked and it's getting the highest click through, like you for my name, it's
Right.
going to rank higher and higher and higher. And if you're writing it right in the peak of when people are searching it, you know, Microsoft Surface Review 2019, brand new one, and if it's the new product and you have some type of, you know, the key there is you have to have some type of intel that other people don't have.
Yeah.
Like all the iPhone reviewers, all of that type of stuff.
Right.
They usually keep a very close eye and create their own opinion on it.
Yeah.
And that's why it gets a lot of views.
Right.
And clicks and stuff like that. But if I were an affiliate, I would look for a very high ticket service, such as same day flight, same day cargo delivery,
Okay.
right? Transportation. A lot of transportation companies need hires.
Got
so
it.
if you can rank for CDL jobs, you're going to get $2,000 per lead because they will pay a lot of money for that. Now let me continue because this is a brand new thing that I never talk about. There's a company called
Nice.
Same Day Delivery.
Okay.
And they basically are not a FedEx, but they rank above FedEx. And every time
For
they
what
get
term?
for
Would it be same day delivery?
that and like same day appliance delivery, same
Got
day
it.
cargo, same day flight, same day, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Where somebody, a business owner, whether it's across the world or here, needs units delivered the same day. Stupid expensive to do.
Right.
Guess who gets all the commission? Same day delivery. He just has a bunch of networks of websites, and I feel bad mentioning him on this video because all the SEOs are going to be searching. And not a real like delivery company, but it's an affiliate for FedEx, and they get paid $2,000 whatever the affiliate commission is. FedEx is willing to pay that because they're ranking for all these different types of keywords.
Nice.
He was mentioned on Forbes. He was mentioned on all these different things, and yeah.